Welcome to Stevie's Kitchen. Tonight, I'm gonna show you how to make spicy shrimp pasta in a red sauce. First, let's go ahead and get started on this pasta. We got 1.5 cups of 00 flour. 00 flour is just gonna give you a lot more, it'll be a stronger flour, a little more gluten, and it's gonna be a lot more pull. I have 8 egg yolks and 1 whole egg. Then we're gonna do about a tablespoon of salt, and then about 1/3 cup of oil. All right, now that we got our KitchenAid out, our dough attachment hooked up, we're just gonna take this mixture, drop it down, lock it in place, 8 to 9 minutes, let it go. So now that 9 minutes have went by, we're gonna take our dough out. See, it just easily comes out the bottom, that's what you want. It's still a little rough, so I'm just gonna knead it just by hand for another couple kneads just to kind of get a smooth, round ball. It really doesn't need much. This is just more an aesthetic thing for me. So just a little bit of kneading. Kind of get a nice round, shiny ball. And then from here, we're gonna wrap it in plastic wrap and we're gonna let it sit in the fridge for at least an hour. And during that time, we're gonna get our sauce made and our shrimp seared. So now we're gonna get to chopping these veggies. I just got an onion, I got some garlic, and I got another jalapeno from my coworker Courtney's garden that she gave me. Normal chop on our onions that I always do, a nice little dice. As I'm sitting here thinking about making my pasta dish, it kind of reminds me of the first time I ever played in an NFL game. And I say it for the sense of like the first time I ever made pasta, I was very nervous on how it was gonna turn out. Did I do it right? Did I get enough egg yolks in it? Did I get enough flour in it? Is it gonna hold up? Is it gonna boil? How do I roll it? How do I crank it? All the things that go through your head. And it just kind of like made me think back to the first time that I got into an NFL game. And I'll remember as plain as day, we're playing the Arizona Cardinals. Tyvon Branch, I'm trying to remember what happens with Tyvon, but Tyvon just like, he gets up, I think he gets like rolled up on, his ankle hurts, his shoulder hurts, something like that. And he looks to the sideline and does so I'm like, shit, I got to go in for him. So I run out onto the field and I get the defensive call. I look over at Nnamdi. Nnamdi looks at me and he has Larry Fitzgerald in front of him. He goes, Stevie, if Fitz comes in, I'm out. He's yours. I'm like, what? You mean the 7-time All-Pro Larry Fitzgerald? You want me to cover him one-on-one if he... I don't have time to say all this to him, of course, but that's all he says. He just looks at me and goes, here you go. As soon as the ball is snapped, height, what does Larry Fitzgerald do? Stems in. I see Nnamdi take off. Now, my oh shit moment to where it comes, like I was talking about with the spaghetti. All right, have I been practicing enough? Do I know what's about to come next? I was like, I can recognize the route. Nnamdi already told me what it is. Do I have the ability to cover? Do I have the ability to execute? Needless to say, Larry Fitzgerald runs a 7-cut, takes off, hits to the corner, and I'm just running as fast as I can to keep up with him. Look back, ball doesn't come my way. Larry Fitzgerald looks at me and goes, nice try, Rook. Thankfully, they didn't pass the ball to him. But my very first snap in the NFL was I had to cover Larry Fitzgerald on a 7-cut all by myself. Talk about nerve-wracking. Probably a little more nervous than making pasta, but hey, as you can see now, I do it every day. Not every day, I do it enough. And after playing for 6 years in the NFL, carrying guys like Larry Fitzgerald became second nature. Practice makes perfect. Repetition is key. Having confidence and believing in yourself take you a long way. And same with cooking, same with life. Have some confidence in what you do, believe in yourself, make anything happen. So now that we got all of our veggies chopped, let's get this sauce going. So we got our onions, garlic, and jalapeno going in. Skillet was already hot with a tablespoon of butter in. So we're gonna saute all this together for about 2 minutes. Just to kind of get some little color on it, get a slight waft of the smell in the air. So now that about 2 minutes have passed, we're gonna take our tomato paste and pour it in. We're gonna get a tablespoon of tomato paste down. Then we're gonna get a little salt and pepper into our pot. Give this another mix and let it go for about another minute. And then we'll move and add in our crushed tomatoes. So now we're gonna add in our crushed tomatoes. Get a light little stir on it. And then we're gonna add in a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of onion powder, and a teaspoon of red chili flakes. I'm gonna do another pinch of salt and a little more crushed black pepper. We're gonna let this simmer on low for 20 to 25 minutes until it all comes together. All right, so now we're gonna get our shrimp seasoned. I'm just gonna take a little bit of oil as a binder, maybe a teaspoon or so. So we got some onion powder, a little bit of garlic powder, smoked paprika, and some red chili flakes. And of course your salt and pepper. All right, now we're gonna get glove on, and we're just gonna massage all this seasoning into all these pieces of shrimp. Now that we have our shrimp seasoned, got a nice hot pan with a tablespoon of butter in. Just gonna go down and sear them 2 minutes on each side. So now after about 2-3 minutes each side, we'll get a little flip on these. Now let's get started on this dough. I got it out, I got a little flour dusting on the table. Just going ahead and getting it covered. I'm gonna get a light roll on it right now. Nothing really too structured, just kind of want to get it a little even because we're going to divide this up into 4 parts. And then from there, we'll run it through our sheeter and turn it into pasta. This is going to be thin enough to get through the first level. So now I'm just going to cut this up into 4 parts, and then we're going to sheet it. So now we're going to take these 4 individual pieces of dough and we're going to turn them into pasta. So we're going to turn on our KitchenAid and we're just going to keep shrinking this down 1. I've got it on the widest. We're going to take this down to a 4, so we're going to run it through here 4 times. So right before I get to the 4th notch, I like to take my pasta and I'll just take each individual section, figure out where it is, cut it in half, because this is going to make it how flat we want it to be, but these strands will just be extra long on the table. Trying to go through, so it just makes it a little bit easier to work with for the final stage. So also if you need to put a little extra flour down on your table, go ahead. It's actually more beneficial if you have a little bit more flour on the outside, so whenever you go to cut this pasta, it won't stick to each other. Again, just doing a little work ahead of time helps out in the back end. For everybody who's watching and saying how ugly my pasta sheets are, I didn't go to culinary school. This is all self-taught, so I'm just happy they come out. Now it's time to cut it. Now I have my linguine cutter on. Let's make some linguine pasta. Now we're gonna get a boiling pot of water. I'm gonna add some salt into it. Best thing about fresh pasta, it cooks in about 2 to 3 minutes. We're just gonna drop these in. You'll be ready to eat. Now that our pasta is boiled, I'm just gonna drop it into the sauce. Give a little stir on it, get all this pasta coated, and then we'll drop in our shrimp after this. Now we're gonna take the shrimp that we cooked, toss it in as well. Make sure we get all that flavor. All right. Now we're gonna stir this in. And the best part, now it's time to eat. Now, this is what we have going right now. Let me get a little bite ready for y'all. Let me. That's the right amount of heat. That's a nice bite. Whoever you make this for, they're gonna appreciate you on date night.